NotebookLM is now available inside your Google One AI Premium plan. So whether you're a busy student, a working professional, or maybe you need help with some medical issues, here are 5 NotebookLM use cases to try. Our first use case for NotebookLM is to create a study guide. If you know you're going to be tested on certain material, this is a fun and easy way to study for that exam. So here we are in a notebook I've created. And by the way, if you want a whole tutorial on how to use NotebookLM and how we really got to this screen in particular, you can watch my in-depth tutorial on NotebookLM by clicking up here or via the link in the description below. Then come back and finish this video. Once you've uploaded your source material, which by the way can include MP3 files, there are a couple of ways to create a study guide. Now I'm going to show you from under the notes section of our right panel. Simply click on study guide. This may take a few seconds, but you'll see it's generating a new note for you. And just like that, it created a study guide that we can click to open. And here we've got our quiz instructions, there's an answer key, essay questions, and a full glossary of terms. And check this out, you can even convert this study guide to a source itself if you wanted. How neat is this? So think about this. If you're a student and you record a lecture of your professor, or maybe your professor provides recordings, you can either upload, say, a YouTube video link or an MP3 audio recording of that lecture and then turn it into a custom study guide just for you. Or if you're like me and you struggle when it comes to learning another language, you could use NotebookLM to help you translate your sources and materials and create helpful language learning guides for you. Love. The second useful way to use NotebookLM is to use it for project management. And that is a pretty broad term, fair enough, but within, the project management sphere, you can use it to create briefing docs and manage timelines, which can be super helpful for your overall management of a project. So I've started a new note here and I've uploaded a website link as a source, just as an example, but you can pretend you've uploaded many different sources here. So maybe you're onboarding someone and you've incorporated training documents and PDF files and HR video, whatever you have. Under the notes section on the right, you can quickly, with the click of a button, create a briefing doc. So this generates for you in a matter of seconds, typically, and you can click into the briefing doc to see that, here we go, this one it's created for us, is based on the key themes and ideas from our sources. This is a huge time saver here if you're getting someone, say, up to speed on a project. And in this same section, you can also create a timeline within NotebookLM. Now you may have a ton of source files. Currently you can add up to 50, or maybe you have historical documents or you're working on project workflows. This could be really useful for you. In that same notes section, I'm going to click on timeline. And just like that, NotebookLM has put together a timeline of important information pulling from all our included sources. And clearly, this is important information. The third NotebookLM use case is to summarize books or papers. So my fellow Canadians may remember Cole's Notes. I think it's called Cliff Notes here in the States, but you'd actually have to physically walk into a bookstore. I know, can you imagine? And you'd get your little Cliff Notes or Cole's Notes book that had a whole summary of what the actual book was about. And sometimes they included things like helpful FAQs as well. Whew, gone are the days. If you have a PDF copy of a book, or maybe you have an audio file of a book, or maybe it's simply a web link or a massive scientific paper you need summarized, whatever it is, there are a few ways you can create a summary in NotebookLM. First, you could do what we just learned and click to create a briefing doc. So you might find this helpful to act as a quick, kind of more in-depth summary here of the book or paper. Or you could choose the option to create an FAQ doc. In that same source panel under notes, you'll click on FAQ. And typically this happens in a matter of seconds, could be minutes, but NotebookLM will generate an FAQ based on the sources. So check this example out. It's generated a frequently asked questions doc in no time at all, which is a very cool way of having a little bit of a different summary. Ahem, if you're expecting these questions in a book report, perhaps. Or you may notice that NotebookLM creates short summaries based on your selected source materials. So you could always use your prompt box to ask NotebookLM for more detailed chapter by chapter or maybe page by page summary, or simply ask any follow-up questions you may have about the source material. And another way to make a summary is actually the fourth helpful way to use NotebookLM, and that's to use it to create a podcast in a matter of seconds, all based on your source material. This is so helpful and cool because these are conversational summaries of the key topics from your sources. So back in our notebook here on the right, we've got our studio panel. Right at the top, we see our audio overview. And check this out. We've got this deep dive conversation option where we can see it's going to be 2 hosts. For now, it is just English only. And we do have some customized options that I'm not going to get into right now, but you can simply hit generate to have NotebookLM generate a conversational podcast or audio file for you of all the key topics from your sources. This is a completely AI generated conversation between 2 AI generated hosts, and it took about 5 minutes to generate a podcast from this source. And in that time, it's given me here a 26-minute audio file. So let's play a quick clip from this overview.
All right, listeners, get ready for a real treat. We're cracking open a collection of mysteries you sent us, excerpts from The Case of Miss Elliot, and we're diving deep into each one.
Oh yeah, we're gonna try to see if we can figure out what makes this man in the corner character tick.
It's pretty crazy, right? If you're an auditory learner, this could be a game changer for you. Or maybe you just need to create quick, efficient content, i.e. podcasts, with NotebookLM. You don't have to worry about hosting it yourself, writing the content, recording the content. It is all done for you with the click of a button. And that brings us to the 5th use case for NotebookLM. You can use it to decipher medical records because, let's be honest, who can understand half of this medical jargon anyway? Certainly not yours truly. But NotebookLM can. That's who. So I've uploaded a PDF example of some sample blood work here. And to be honest, it's full of numbers and verbiage I really cannot understand. So first, NotebookLM has provided a quick summary of this source automatically for me. And this is pretty helpful right off the bat, but maybe I need some more clarification. So let's simply prompt NotebookLM to further tell us what conclusions can be drawn from this blood work. And you can just go back and forth and continue to have a conversation here and ask any follow-up questions you want. Now, I do please want you to keep in mind that this is AI, not a doctor. So always check your results with your doctor because sometimes you could get conflicting information here. There are obviously a ton of other use cases for NotebookLM. It could help you in your sales job or making sense of analytics. But what are some other ways you can think of how you would use NotebookLM, or how are you currently using NotebookLM? Comment below, I'm really curious. And remember, if you're dealing with sensitive information, maybe you're handing something in to be graded or you're interpreting your medical results, always triple check NotebookLM's output for accuracy. So those are 5 helpful ways to use NotebookLM. And now I want to hear from you. How are you using NotebookLM? Let everyone know in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, well, I want to know. So give it a like, a share, or leave that comment below. You can click right about here to subscribe to my channel and here for more content just like this. Thanks for watching. See you next time.